Good morning. Am I audible, Raki sister?
Yes,
Yes,
Ombai.
yes.
Yeah, good morning and Om Shanti to all. Uh, I extend a warm welcome to BK sister Parul, uh, who's a Sunday Masterclass session speaker of the Avyakt Murli Club Season 2 in English, and BK Ombai. I am your host for this
Ombai,
session. As yeah.
would you like to rotate your screen? Because I think it's
Okay,
showing a little
okay,
different.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's on the side.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah,
Side.
yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that's the Murphy's law. Yeah. So I'm the host, sister, for the today's session. Sister, we meet daily online at 5 a.m. To around 5:45 or 6 a.m. And we read the Avyakt Murli and churn on the takeaways of the Avyakt Murli. And all for the benefit of all brothers and sisters who joined today, and also who would be viewing this on other YouTube channels also later. Let me first introduce today's speaker, BK Sister Parul. BK Sister Parul is a senior and very experienced Raj Yoga teacher, practicing Raj Yoga meditation for over 30 years. She has devoted herself Mansa Vacha Karmana as a surrendered teacher for world service, and she is currently based at Cinnaminson Brahma Kumaris Meditation Center at New Jersey, USA. Today she is going to share her valuable insights and experiences on the beautiful topic Love and Live Divine. It's a beautiful topic because we all understand the significance of love in whatever we do. The only way to do a great work is to love your work, love what you do, and how it is playing an important role in the divine life, how to make life divine. So, without further ado, may I now call upon Sister Parul Benji, to commence the session today. Thank you.
Okay.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you very much. There was a big introduction, and hopefully you all will have some tips or something new. I will be able to fulfill your expectation, especially Rakhi Ben, and even just now Ombai is saying. This is always good to see the family from far distant physically, but at least in person, feels like you are right there in front. So science has made this possible. And yeah, in everyone's life, love is such an important aspect. Nothing moves without love, isn't it? Love, if there is love, then even stone can be melted away, in the sense you can mold anything with the power of love. And we are Baba's children, very, very fortunate. Baba is the ocean of love, and he gives us the title as his children. We are master oceans of love. So there is a checking here if I am living up to that title. Because Baba has been talking to us, be soul conscious, remember me, be soul conscious, remember me, follow Father. Almost it's going to be 90 years. He doesn't get frustrated. He doesn't get angry. He doesn't give up on us. But he always comes from that place of knowing the capacity, accepting where we are today, what we are. But he's not seeing that. But he wants us to wake us up from that to the side of that I'm able to see what he is seeing. So the power of love is able to do that. And we all know that Baba is able to make us feel and experience that safety in the sense of, or even in a security, because we know Baba is always there. In the world in general today, one of the issues we see every step, and even in the BK family as well, that stress, tension, depression, all these things are there. And one reason is relationships. But we also know that we are able to experience this love also in the relationships. But it starts with my own self. And Baba teaches us that I cannot give someone something which I do not have for myself. But when we say, I love myself, or I should love myself, but it sounds in a way selfish. People might say, oh, I'm not supposed to love myself. I'm supposed to love other people, family, relationship, this, that. And there is a proverb I heard a while ago, and I remember, I don't know the origin, where it came from, but I only remember the saying, the phrase, people are created to love, and things are created to be used. And today, in our world, we are seeing this topsy-turvy, as we say. Things are being loved and people are being used. So there is something that I need to check as a Baba's child even. Am I having that trace within me? Because in the world we are seeing people are being used and there are people who are using others. But Baba uses another word. And I think in Hindi, it sounds, he always uses together. Yes, love is there, but before love, Baba says detachment. So Nyara, Pyara. So Baba has given us this techniques or method, we can say, the right way. We have to be loving, but there is a detachment. My love should not be of that of another word, something that I take control over. Or in English, we say possessiveness. Because we always hear, no, that, oh, I love you. You should do this, 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 because I love you. If you do this, 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 I will love you. I have love for you because you do this, this, this. So there is always this controlling sense, feeling subservient. And these are not positive qualities, we all know. But somewhere I have personally been through BK life for quite some time. And also we see people go through different levels in a spiritual journey. And all of us are on this spiritual journey. And we have awakened, we have been awakened in the sense of on this side of understanding, as I'm able to understand, I'm able to see where there is a line, right? I am being loving. But am I being possessed for something, for someone? Because Baba says detached and loving. He always uses two expressions together. Sometimes detachment, we take it like being cold, create a distance, move away. don't care, maybe. But Baba doesn't want us to do that. And that's why he says, you're not sannyasis. You have to live with everyone. You have to take care of every responsibility. And yet, keeping that loving, good feelings, being with everyone and enjoy the life as who we are with everyone as a family. And somewhere it becomes a little challenge. Either we become too much into loving, or sometimes we go into a little bit extreme into detachment and the love get missed out. So seeing my personal journey as well, there were some time where I see, because you really don't know. You always, because we come up with these things, right? We have our subconscious way, there is expression, experience sitting there, which, no, I don't want to be so much loving here because then there is a trouble. But then I need to figure out where there is that balance. And truly that feelings of love, that feelings of inclusiveness, it comes where I don't judge someone, where I don't criticize anyone, where I don't comment. Yeah, sharing opinion, sure, all of us have opinion for everything, anything. But regardless, we have to be respectful, we have to be loving, because Baba gave us a reminder every day. You are my children. You are brothers and sisters, one family. And the quality of I as a soul, one of the main virtue is being loving. But somewhere we feel, even though we are with Baba, even though we are living BK family, there are times where some small thing becomes a roadblock in our spiritual journey. So that's where we have to see that how I remember what Baba is telling me. Am I following what Baba is telling me? Am I fulfilling Baba's expectation that Baba has in me as his child? And any parents, what they like to see their children. And Baba has such an elevated vision for us. Am I able to see myself with the vision that Baba has for me? And I think that is the effort that we all of us have to make. Baba always reminds us, you are peaceful, you are loving, you are happy, you are my children. You have all these qualities naturally. But we also know, am I always loving? Am I always happy? We might say, not quite. Maybe there are some moments where I may not be. But it's also not a question of only thinking or working on a superficial level in that sense. But it's more of deep down within myself to see where, if I am lacking. And that's why I mentioned I have to be loving to my own self. And it is not selfish. I have to be kind to my own self, because we are one of the biggest critics of our own self. If somebody would say something who I am not very closely interacting on an everyday, it may not affect me as much. But if somebody who I live with, who I work with. And if they make some comment or they make some criticism about something, it would bother me. So these, and Baba said, these are the tests that comes only for the people who I'm surrounded by all the time, who I feel that we have so much love within ourselves. And that same individual, it becomes like a test ground for me. And I can share my personal example. Like, there are few souls who, because we don't know, right, what karmically we have been through for 84 births. And because we are BKs at this time, that means we have been together, some different name forms anywhere. We have been meeting somewhere, and this is why we are here. And if we are so closely connected at this time in this birth, it means something that I need to clear it. Like Baba always says, right? That you have to see whoever is these souls in your family, at your workplace, that they are the little thakurs. Daddy always used to say, Daddy Gulzar, that how you have to see them as a little thakur, little idol, that there is something that I need to learn. But we come from such belief system as well, by being in the different birth, rebirth. And they say there are two places that either you come from a place of love or you come from a place of fear. There are no third one. The thoughts, the feelings, anything that gets created is either one of these. So love, Baba puts it in Baba's way of understanding, is soul conscious stage, positive, whatever we want to say it. And when it comes to fear, of course, it's a negative aspect. So because we have both body conscious, soul conscious, personalities, sanskars, memories, experiences, and we don't know when these things comes onto the surface. And because we are at this time in the cycle where everything has to settle. But if I react to something, there is no settlement. Someone was telling me yesterday, she's very elderly, almost, she is probably 86 in her physical body. But she looks so good in the sense, sometimes I laugh. She's like very elderly Mataji we have in New York. And I have known her since I've been in New York, probably almost close to 30 years. I've been with Moini Didi. And she's here, few days spending here. And I said, you don't have any wrinkle, maybe because you remember Baba so much. Or, I don't know, what do you talk to Baba? What do you tell Baba? And she's not educated. She did not know how to read because she never went to school. You know, in olden days, people never went to schools. She came to Baba and she learned how to read, and she reads all the time now. So many, every book, Gujarati, especially, of course, she knows Gujarati. She learned, she always says, Baba taught me. But if you see her body, if you see her health, I think she hardly takes medicine. She does have some issues because the body is old, but she walks straight, she goes up and down the stairs without support. On the contradiction, I am so young and I have this issue, I have this pain, I usually, and she knows, so she always tells me, oh, you should not do this, you should do this. But we know, and I know, even in the world, they say, so many of the illnesses are coming nowadays, is coming from a place of, they call it psychosomatic. And here Baba is only teaching us and making us pay attention to the same, very, very same thing. To stay happy. Even today, someone was having conversation. How often do you laugh? Someone asked me this question. Do you laugh? When did you laugh without a reason? If somebody asks you this question, what would you answer? Do you sing a song? This person is asking me. I said, yeah. Maybe when I drive the car, I'm alone in the car and I do sing. We all have those moments, but can the whole point I am sharing it because after being with Baba for so many years and being in the center, being around with Didis and have seen Dadis very closely, they had so much intoxication of Baba. Who is Baba? It's my Baba. It's my Baba. We all say the same thing, but somewhere I feel, I don't know, maybe something is missing in when I'm saying my Baba. Maybe Baba is not hearing the way he was hearing from Dadis. So what I was able to see is, right, a child smiles at least 300 times a day. Well, I'm not sure how many times, but it's a good number, 300 times. Can we smile without a reason for 3 times? It's a good question when somebody was asking me. It made me think. Because they say laughing therapy, right? It's supposed to be healthy, physical health, because it comes from internally. And we know there are a lot of diseases coming because lifestyle is such, bodies are such, elements are like this. So everything is coming together. But coming back to where I was talking is the people around us, whom I always feel I love them so much. Whether it's my children, my spouse, my family, closely connected circle. But then other side, oh, I love my children so much. Can I keep them forever with me and not send them to college, university, somewhere far because I love them so much? No, right? Because then there is no future for them. Where there is love, Baba teaches us there is a freedom. Where there is love, there is a total acceptance. Who is it, however the person is, whatever condition they are, I accept them. I don't have a problem. All of us have something missing. Minus is there. No, all of us come to Baba, and of course, Baba doesn't say, "Oh, you have too much of this. Don't call me as your father." He doesn't. So Baba accepts us as who we are at this time at end of the cycle with whatever weaknesses we come to Baba. Comparatively, if we see Dadis when they came, so royal, we hear their stories. They come from such a homes and families with that sanskars, and still they had to learn so much from Baba. Being with Mohinidi, she always reminds us. And even here, I have been to New Jersey, this center since before COVID, so maybe 6 years. Before that, I was with Mohinidi for 20 something years. She would always tell us, we don't have to do so extreme at that level where people's attention goes there, because these souls got training from Mama and Baba that how we have to be equal. There has to be that consistency in what we do. You can't be so high at one day and then come down. No, Baba has given us certain standard, and I must keep those standards, whether I call it my personal life or whether I do things based on those standards, or even I do seva. And that's what we call niyam, maryadas, code of conduct, we say in English. There are principles that our whole Brahmin family it's a kind of a internally, it's connected with these fabrics as Baba has created these systems and maryadas, where we all of us are expected to follow. And that expectation is from Baba. But that doesn't mean he says you are higher than this one. He never says that. Equal. And Didi would always tell us, anything extra is always going to be a problem. Anything extra, anything little, too much, is always a problem. You always have to make sure, no, I love everyone, but this one, maybe a little extra. Well, there is some test paper. It's awakening for me that I need to be careful. I need to pay attention and change that. Why is that little extra love there is? Because Baba says, loving to everyone. It's like I'm not giving love from myself. I don't have a capacity to love the whole world, for example. It's God's love that sustains me. It's God's love that fills me. And from there, I am able to serve and share with others. And I think it's that connection with Baba as much as I keep, because we know He's the ocean. He's always giving. He's always giving. He's always giving. He never asks. I gave you so much yesterday. What did you do with it? Well, he does say in a funny ways in the Murli to make us realize where we are from where we were. But it doesn't mean that you will keep giving. You have to also teach, right? Because they say you don't make someone dependent on you. That's not a good position either. Not the one who is dependent on you, but also not someone is dependent on you. Both sides is not a good connection. You need to be feeling independent from everything. You should be able to walk on your own, because all of us are Baba's children. And all of us have the same knowledge. All of us understand everything. He speaks the same Murli to all of us. It's the same Murli Dadi's read. It's the same Murli we are reading. And we are listening. Baba's same knowledge. But it's how Dadi Prakash Mani, always when it comes to the subject of the quality of love, I always remember Dadi. Because for Dadi, it was always love, love, and only love. Like many times, I'm sure all of you must have heard many stories, but I always remember one story that Didi and Dadi, they always say, no, two bodies, one soul. That's how they work together in everything. And Dadi is love, but Didi, on the other hand, is discipline, law. So there is like a balance. But so many brothers and sisters in Madhuban came to Baba and surrendered. And one of the big reasons is Dadi, Prakashmani. I don't think so many came after that. Majority of the brothers and sisters are there since Dadi Prakashmani's time. There must be some coming, but not as many. And this is very popular story that I heard one of the brother who came. He's still in a Bandara in Chantivan. I don't know his name. But he came, and when he was new, years ago, he doesn't know. He was new, and he was given seva in the kitchen. And he saw one big pot had some water, and the water was not looking so clean. So he thought of cleaning because the water didn't look so clean. He thought it was a water. It was not a water. So he was there early in the morning and he thought that needs to be clean. So he threw away the whole big pot full of chasni. Chasni is made of sugar syrup to make a gulab jamun or whatever sweet. And it's a big pot. And afterwards, the person who is responsible came. I said, what did you do? So much wasted. It was sugar syrup for the sweet that we have to make. So much wasted, gone in the yagya. And so many things, other things he heard. And so not only one person, so many people. Oh, you should not have done this. Why did you do this? And the person got scared. The brother was very, very scared. And he thought he would be asked to go, leave and go home. Because it was, they make such a, it was like a blow up big. That was such a big mistake that he did. Of course, he did it. It was not a small thing. It's a big pot of corns. No sugar syrup. It's a lot of expense, sugar. But it's not bigger than his life. So anyway, later this reached to Dadi Prakashmani. And this brother went in his room and he packed all his belongings and he was ready to go because he just thought that after all these people were telling him all kinds of things and he thought he would be asked to leave any minute. So he was ready to go. He packed his bags. Dadi called him and he went to see Dadi, and that made him more, oh, this is for sure. Dadi is going to ask me, pack your bag and leave. You cannot serve in Baba's Bandara. He went there and Dadi asked him, because he went after breakfast, did you eat breakfast? He said, yes, Dadi. Okay, very good. Dadi gave him toli and sent him back. Dadi did not say a word about that incident. That experience made that brother stayed on in the yagya. And even now he's in Bandara. This is probably more than 25 years. It happens, these experiences happen, but where that ability came in Dadi, and we know Dadi Prakashmani was known for these. Once it happened with me, with Moinididi in New York, because we used to live in the same house. So sometimes you are dusting certain things and something can fall and break. So it was some crystal angel, something. And it fell and it broke. It's a very small story, but it made me feel like so much appreciative in the sense of what Didi did. And I had 3 sisters who saw. Didi wasn't there that moment. And they all 3 of them were constantly like, you should have thought that this was Didi's gift, this was Didi's favorite angel, this was this was so many things I heard. And this is not 30 years ago story I'm saying. This is barely probably 15 years ago. I don't know. So Didi will not be happy. She will not like it. This was her favorite. And so many things people, the sisters were telling me, because I was one of the youngest in the center. We were like 5, 6 of us. And I just decide, something tell me, I just decide to go to Didi directly and to tell her that I'm sorry. I was cleaning and this angel fell, and it wasn't a big fall, it's just right there, but because it was crystal and it fell on a carpet and still it got damaged. She said, it's okay. We'll get new one. To that moment, it's like all that people were telling me. And they all were there. They heard. And one or two of them, but Didi, that's your favorite gift that you were given. This, that. She said, it's okay, no? It will come. We will get another one. That angel is not more important than her. She didn't do it intentionally. So somewhere these individuals have gotten so much from Brahma. And sometimes I personally feel we forget to value person, to value relationship over task. And I'm talking about Brahmin family. We feel the task is very important. We feel the responsibility is, yeah, it is important. And we forget the people, the value of their life. Even Dadi Janki, I remember Jayantiben used to share, sometimes she would share this is like long time ago, that she told Dadi one day, this was her beginning days when she started to stay with the Dadi in beginning days of London. There was some challenge. There is always some challenge with some individual, right? When we are working together, living together, doing seva. And she asked Dadi, can we make some change for this certain individual? Maybe can we have her do some other seva somewhere else? Some other part of London, probably. Dari Janki told her, asked her, not told her. First, let me know who will do the things that she is doing. Do you have anyone in mind? She doesn't know. She doesn't have. Okay, would you want to do what she's doing? Then I can send. Then Dadi can send her somewhere else. Would you want to do it? Jayantiben said she understood that his answer. And she learned from that point onwards. She never went to Dadi for anyone like that. She learned we have to be loving with everyone. But sometimes, of course, we have our own sanskars, and that's where our effort need to be there, right? I mean, I'm including myself too. It's a journey. I cannot give myself 100% loving all the time. Sometimes there were times when people would call me, you're like Dharam Raj. No one likes orders, but no one likes, sometimes nowadays the souls don't have a capacity to even to be reminded of Baba's discipline. And I don't know, maybe almost all of you must be from India, or I don't know other countries, but it is different in Bharat versus in the United States. Very different. Brahmin family. We have to think twice before even say. Even Moini Didi tells us nowadays that she has to think before she could tell us something. Time have changed. But souls also have lesser capacity. The way Baba told Dadis when they came into beginning of the yagya, straightforward. You cannot do this, you need to do this, you should do this. Same thing, Dadis tell Didis. Moini Didi told, when I came first time to her, when I met her, she is 360 degrees different now. When I saw her the first time, 1997, she was total, Moini Didi was total different. In the sense of, and even to some extent, you still feel that she's into that more serious kind of a nature, but she's always been more on a silent. She doesn't talk anything extra. That's her nature. But she has that capacity where if you start to know her, then you know that she doesn't have anything against you. She's having so much love from Baba that you will be able to experience from her. And even though her teachings, at times it came very, not so easy. The beginning days when I started to stay in the center, I never stayed in the center in India. It was the first time learning experience, being with her only, I started my journey. So everything we had to learn. So there were some ear pullings that she would do. She said, and then she says same, even now she will say something, but hardly. Now is very different. She would say, you may not like it at this time, but one day you will remember. You will appreciate. Because you will become an instrument to teach many others. They will see you. And she used to say so many times before when we used to live with her, like any parents would say, right? I mentioned, anything, any mistake if I make, first of all, people will talk about my parents. Oh, they didn't teach her anything. Who are the parents? Oh, then child must be doing the same thing. Oh, yeah, because we know the parents are like this. The families, whole family is like this. She would always tell us sisters, if you don't do this as per Baba's niyam, maryadas, what I am sharing, I cannot sit on the stage and give class to others when the sisters who live with me are not doing it. These were always her thing, like, I cannot speak to another center when all of you are living with me if you are not living what I am talking. So she would always draw our attention. But yes, there is always good balance. Her care is there. The trust is there. And I think because of that trust, that care, that we have all, so many of us, been with her and went to different centers nowadays. So she calls me, sometimes she laughs nowadays that, oh, you all became big diddies now. Because all of us came, so many of us came when we were in 20s in our age. Now they're 60s, 70s. So, but it's that trust. We all belong to Baba. And having that connection with Baba and bringing that God's love and connection into this spiritual family. And also keeping that detachment as a, not as a cold, being cold to someone, but not to get influenced in a wrong way. But keep that filter in that sense and have that loving vibration, loving feelings, words towards everyone. Make sense?
Yes.
So am I going on, or anyone has any comments to share?
One thing which, no, you just, I think a few minutes back, you mentioned that if I have to think before speaking to somebody, then that's not the space of love that I'm standing or giving that love. So, as a soul, am I giving that space for people to be themselves?
Right.
Is one way to practice that awareness that Am I being love?
Mhm. Yeah, that's
Oh,
also in a way that maybe for a second I want to also check myself.
yeah,
Sometimes in the name of love, we can be saying in a criticism way, which is a body conscious, little bit can be mixed feelings. So, and because also we have to understand the souls don't have the capacity. So we don't have to correct all the time. Well, yeah, you can say, you can, like Mama used to do, we hear the stories, right? You will always see the speciality, make the person realize how important their life is, how important what they do for Baba, for their family, for their personal life. Maybe that little small shift would help them such a big, long way. If you are in
yeah.
that,
Correct.
yeah.
So actually shifting from correction to connection.
Mhm. Yeah. Corrections, no one is ready for it.
Yeah. Now, if we look at it, we also if somebody keeps on correcting me, I would also not like it. So I
Exactly.
think
No one
if we
wants.
look at the other way around, the
Yeah.
best way is just to connect.
Yeah.
And I could resonate to what you mentioned. So much time we give importance to our task that we
Yeah.
forget people.
Right.
And I will say Baba has given I, the soul, as an opportunity to be in the space of human resources. And
Mhm.
that's the stand when there's any discussion happens in the organization, that I will say keep people up on technology. Because if we only speak about technology and systems, then we may not be able to justice or give justice to the process that we're running in. Without people, even technology cannot run.
Right. Right. Yeah. We have to make them feel part of the family. We have to make them feel inclusive, belonging, and then they will learn. Right.
Ah,
Yeah. Because when I came to Moinindi, I did not speak a word in English. Can you all imagine today when I talk all this in English? I mean,
yeah.
I studied English, but it was Gujarati medium I studied. But being into science students, English was there, but the speech wasn't there. When I came to New York first time, I do not know. And you all must know, Gujaratis don't speak Hindi. No,
Yeah, yesterday I was
Gujaratis.
talking to a Gujarati. He said the same thing.
Yeah.
Although I am a Gujarati doesn't mean that I cannot speak in Hindi, but I can still speak in Hindi.
Who said?
There's one of the friend I was just
Oh,
talking about from Brahmin family only. I said the Murli is going to be in Hindi. Well, what do you think? I can speak in Hindi, though I'm Gujarati, but I can manage speaking in Hindi.
no, but Gujaratis don't.
And
Normally,
that's
they do
what was
not.
my comment. That was what my comment was, and that's what he spaced me out. He said, "No, I can speak in Hindi.
Yeah.
I understand I'm Gujarati, but I can still speak in Hindi."
They will say everything in Gujarati and then say, hey, makes fun. But
So,
yeah, language, Baba makes us go beyond all these barriers, right?
yeah,
Because we know we are one family. So everything comes together. But that flame of love has to be ignited all the time. But sometimes we kind of close it off and say, forget it. And that's where I think we have to pay attention. I mean, I'm sharing with all of you, but I am telling myself all these things too, because it's very, very important to be together as family. Task is not an important thing. People are important. Relationships, we have to be together. Seva will happen, success will come into seva, but as long as we are together, that is the power. And that can only love. When there is love, the unity will happen, understanding will be there, that strength will grow.
true. There are a couple of chat messages here. This Grijaban who mentions that God's love so wonderful, so high, nothing above it, so deep, nothing under it, so
Mm.
wide, difficult to hold it, so light, I fly with it. His
Right.
love is silent, currents of vibrations creating, sorry,
Crossing.
crossing. His love purifies, cleanses and empowers me. It's only now, only now. There's another message from Mami Sister. She says, Bab Dada reminds us that to love is to live, and to live divinity is to reflect the Father's virtues in every thought, word, and action. Worldly love binds, divine love liberates. When we live with divine love, our every step becomes a blessing, our every breath becomes a service.
Right.
Rakiben, can I just add something,
Sure,
please?
sure.
Mm.
I was really so awed by the topic. So awed. I really thought we all are going to become Omar Khayyams, or it's going to be, we are going to share the beautiful love story between us and God.
Mm.
What a divine story. We know when she spoke about detached, we know even Omar Khayyam says, when two lovers meet, they are so detached from the world doesn't exist for them. The world totally ends for them when they are together. So, there, even if you see, there is a kind of detachment. But when Baba defines our love as love for beings, divine love is not just love of God for man, nor we can say it's going to purify human beings. This love, just see yesterday when Bapdada came on 31st, what is that pulled us? He is not even there in person, but what pulled us? And what is it that God has to come down from his place and give? Such altruistic love, such divine love. I remember when I was young, because I've often said I was brought up in a convent. The divine love doesn't discriminate or favor one individual over another. So divine love is universal. But I never understood that divine love was from a corporeal being. There was whether it was Rama or Krishna or Jesus, I could really resonate. But this love where we are, he is a being. It's sometimes, we say, Baba, outside people will say, I am mad to love such a person whom I cannot see. But they don't understand. So I really want to go into the depth of that love, and I want people to understand that love. All love God. There is devotion, there is love. But that love which Baba is looking for from soul to soul. So first Baba looks, and if we also do not put people in boxes, but we look beyond the box, look at them as being, love will flow. But we put them in caste, community, religion, place, nationality, and all. There's no love for being. See, as a child, when I was in womb, I had love. And then when I came to my mother's bosom, there was love. Such love. The child often, as she said, 300 times it smiles because it was only love.
Mm.
And in Hinduism, they'll say, like as a Krishna was giving lotus to the child, what happened afterwards? What virus did creep in me that I lost the touch of love of my mother? So, same way, 4,900 years, I have wandered for love. I have looked for love elsewhere. Now he comes down and he says, I love you. Nothing else matters for us. I think nothing else matters. But his love is not just love, it's power. It empowers me, it makes me strong. It's going to make me. I think we can have a big narrative on it. It's such a big God's love, divine love. But one part which I like to wear is, are we living in that love? Are we really living in divine love? That's what I think is the checkpoint which I would like to take today. Om Shanti.
Okay. Yeah, love is something very vast, right? We can keep on talking about it. Okay. So, Rakhi Ben, what do you suggest now?
If anybody wants to share anything else, we can take one more sharing and then we can move on to a short meditation system.
Okay.
Would anybody like to share anything?
Any other fortunate ones?
Sister, I would like to share one. What we say is for in worldly love, that is fall in love, and whereas when the Supreme Soul, the Almighty Authority, when loves everyone unconditionally, and that is the divine love, true love, the soul
Rise in love. Rise.
rises, and there is a self progress. There is a progress. There is Atmunnati. So, would you comment on that? Ki nowadays people are craving for love. You know, they expect others to love, and before they love, and people also get hurt when somebody doesn't love, or by looking at the weakness in others, people get hurt, and then they stop loving. So, what is your views on this? And Om Shanti.
Yeah, because Baba teaches us it's a soul conscious love, but it's more than soul conscious love, it's God's love. It's not mine, right? Dadi Janki, I remember every time she would always say, I'm not using my treasures. I'm using his. Why? Because why not? He said to use his. I want to reserve mine for the future. This was Dadi's answer all the time. Even to share, you always say, God's Baba is giving me so much, I want to give to everyone. So it's not even she's giving from what she has. She's becoming just that instrument that Baba uses it. And I think none of us have seen Brahma Baba, right? And some of us may not even have seen Dadis, maybe. But those of us who have been with Dadis, at least we are able to experience what is God's love would be. Brahma Baba, let's say we only heard the stories. But I always feel by even listening about Brahma Baba, reading about him, we feel what kind of a personality he was. And we know what Baba is. Of course, he is point of light. What do I understand? But it's from these individuals who Baba sustains us, and in the family that we get these. Fortunate enough, I would say that I was close to the seniors like Nirvir or Brij Mohan Bhai. Very, very close. Brij Mohan Bhai had a video call quite often, even though he was not well. Somewhere these individuals were there just to make us feel and experience Baba's love. They were not giving anything from them. Otherwise, it would trap us somewhere, right? But if Baba's love, it means it's not getting trapped into something. It's soul conscious love. It keeps you free, because true love, supposedly, is a freedom, not possessive, not controlling. It's a way of giving you an individual freedom to choose what you want, what you think. But yet, Baba has created that system, Maryadas, as I said, that fabric, that within that line, I'm able to do things because we are in this physical world. Rise in love, it means it's more of a divine love, that Baba's love. And I think it makes me uplift myself, makes me feel more elevated. And it's not limiting for not this one and for only this one. But Baba wants us to go and just be unlimited, because he's making us into Devta, deities, divine beings. But that will be future in golden age. But he says, this birth, you're as even more elevated than golden age, because this is the time where we are living our life with Baba, God himself. That time, there is no God. That awareness is not there. But what I feel myself right now will carry forward. So there is nothing that I lose. I don't go down, but my journey is always up. It makes me more and more elevated as much as I am lost in that stage of love with Baba. That's what Baba called love lean. Stay being lost in love. And then I don't need to go. And when I go as much as deeper, like they say, no, in the ocean also, when you go deep, one certain level you cross, the waves doesn't affect anymore. It's very calming effect. So that's what Baba's love is, makes us feel that calmness comes when I am under that influence as a Baba's love. I'm always being stable, not disturbed by every little thing that changes happen on a physical level. So I think this is where it's a personally, as we grow in this spiritual journey, grow in a more experience with Baba, it makes us more experienced. And I think we can experiment more and more.
Yes.
And
Thank you, sister. Yeah.
okay.
Would you like to go for a meditation, sister? 1 minute meditation on the theme.
Sure. Okay. So let us all be beautiful being of love. The children who are master oceans of love. Our Father is the ocean of love. In Baba's company, in the company of the ocean of love, naturally, I become aware and be an image of the masters of love, master ocean of love. Along with love, many other beautiful qualities emerge. In this awareness of soul conscious love, there is no judgment, there is no criticism. Totally acceptance. I belong to everyone, everyone belongs to me. We are part of one family. All of us are master ocean of love, children of the ocean of love. With this quality of love, we are able to heal, we are able to bring people, make them forget their pain, Make them feel belonging and safe. There is no fear. All of us are equal. Let all of us keep this flame, keep this fire of love ignited, and keep sharing Baba's love, God's love, unlimited love, love that frees every soul, love that makes every soul elevated. It is such love that makes the soul powerful. Let us all be an ambassador of this God's love, and let us share this Baba's love, pure love, without any strings attached, total soul conscious love, which nourishes all the souls of the whole world. It begins with me. Om Shanti.
Thank you, sister, for a very insightful session which you conducted today and brought out the significance of love, and it all begins from the loving oneself and experiencing God's love, which we then share with every being. And the things are not important. Being is very important, and it's the true love which nurtures, which sustains everyone in this world. And thank you again. And we all hope that we'll have such wonderful sessions from you again. We'll hope to listen from you again in future sessions, subsequent sessions. And thank you with that. May I now end the session and also request everyone to join tomorrow at 5 a.m. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Raki.
you.
Om Shanti. Thank you, everyone. Have a very wonderful day.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you.